Alright, so we're here to celebrate the luck of the Irish with a great Irish tradition. Now, corned beef. I meant corned beef and cabbage. I look at my 23andMe. I've actually got Irish heritage in my background and my genetics, but everyone everyone can be lucky and Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Interesting thing about corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day is it's an American Irish tradition. It's not necessarily a tradition, an Ireland Irish tradition, right? More American Irish. Reason being is when the first generation of Irish came to America, and they wanted to celebrate. They went to corned beef because it was the cheapest meat available at the time, and they went for cabbage because that was the cheapest vegetable at the time. Corned beef maybe not the cheapest thing you can get now. At the time, if you were going to celebrate on a budget, it was your cheapest option. So that's really where the tradition of corned beef and cabbage came from. Celebrating hope, prosperity, and poverty, right? And that is the Irish-American story coming across the country, and certainly want to pair it with a little bit of Guinness if you can. That's certainly part of my tradition for St. Patrick's Day, I think for a lot of people. But this is Prepper Pantry pick of the week, and this is St. Patrick's Day, so we're going to talk about corned beef, canned corned beef, and I got a fresh corned beef brisket we're going to pull out and talk about it. So if you know, one of the goals of Prepper Pantry is talk about your long-term food storage pantry, where different foods fit in your pantry, long-term, short-term, mid-term, cost to live on it, cost for calories, nutritional information, those kind of things. So we're going to jump into it today on corned beef, and I'm actually going to do the fresh corned beef as well. And I've got kind of a big warning at the end that you may want to stick around for. So Brookdale corned beef, this was $2.99 a can. There's 6 servings in the container, 130 calories per serving. So if you do 130 times 6, it's 780 calories per can. So if all you were going to do is live on corned beef at 780 calories a can, you would need 2 cans. 2 can gets you most of the way 1,500 calories, which is a total of 1,560 calories, cost you $5.98. So if all you had was corned beef and it's the apocalypse, zombies are coming, whatever's going on, that's all you have in your pantry, and you had to live on it, you would need about 2 cans a day minimum. This is stay above the starvation level, cost you $5.98, which is not the most expensive, right? There's a lot of more expensive options, certainly more expensive than things like rice and beans, but it's corned beef, and this is St. Patrick's Day. So if you ate 2 cans of corned beef a day, that would get you your 1,560 calories. You'd also get 96 grams of fat, which is 144% of the daily recommended. You get 780 milligrams of cholesterol, which is 264% of the daily recommended. You get 5,820 milligrams of sodium, which is 276% of the daily recommended, and not advised if you have any kind of intolerance to sodium. Total carbs is low, maybe 12 grams, maybe a little bit less. I don't think it goes less than 1. You're not getting a ton of carbs in corned beef. So total protein is 168 grams. It doesn't give a recommended level. A lot of them don't. We look at between 50 and 200 grams of protein. Seems to be the daily recommended level, depending on you. And that works out to 8 grams per ounce of protein. And I'm only bringing that up because we're going to look at the fresh corned beef brisket as well, and plus there's iron in it. Now this has a 7-year shelf life on the can. It's salted cured meat, so it probably lasts longer, but use your best judgment on that. So 4 years, $5.98 for 1,500 calories, not a bad choice, right? Not a bad choice for your pantry. It's got the key to open it if you've ever opened one with the key before, so you don't even need a can opener. It keeps it portable, lightweight. Said it's about 8 grams of protein per ounce, 12-ounce can, so you need about 24 ounces to survive. So not horrible for weight, portability, and shelf life. Good choices. So I want to jump into the next item I've got here, which is just a good old corned beef brisket. Picked this up at Aldi. So when you're going fresh corned beef or fresh cooked corned beef, so a serving is 3 ounces, and this I got online. One's 3-ounce serving has 213 calories, so this costs $4.89 per pound, which works out to about 30 cents per ounce. So if you wanted to just live on the corned beef, the cooked corned beef, fresh cooked corned beef, you would need 21 ounces or 7 servings to get to 1,500 calories, or $14.91. We're calling that close enough. And that would cost you $6.31 for $6.30 for 21 ounces. So 21 ounces of fresh cooked corned beef Gets you to your 1,500 calories. You're good to stay above the starvation level, probably a little bit hungry. So if you ate that, your total fat would be 113 grams. Total sodium is 5,789 milligrams. Total carbs 8.4 grams. Total protein 108 grams, which you get 5 protein per ounce on the fresh, and you're getting 8 per ounce on the canned. And I'm not 100% sure why you get more protein per ounce on the canned versus fresh cooked, probably because it's squished into the can, but I'm just speculating. No idea there. So certainly a good choice, right? Celebrate St. Patrick's Day, get your corned beef brisket, get your Guinness, get your cabbage, and get lucky, right? Get lucky on St. Patrick's Day. So I did want to give a warning here. So if you go to the National Center for Home Food Preservation, it's a great resource. They say we cannot support the canning of cured, brined, or corned meats with the procedures for fresh meats. So you're really not supposed to can it. I've seen people do it, can bacon, can corned meat, anything with sodium nitrates, sodium nitrites, you shouldn't home can, and that's just a safety issue. And the reason being, there's two answers. Short answer is that it's not there, that no science-based process are available for home canning of cured, brined, or corned meats. So there's no process listed. You're guessing, right? You're using the fresh process for corned, cured, brined meats. And the reason that doesn't work is, says the texture of some cured, brined, or corned meats is firmer than that of fresh meats. Thus, heat penetration into the cured, brined, or corned products might be more difficult. That would mean the process time would need to be longer, and using the process for fresh meats would result in potentially unsafe products. Curing can make meat drier than fresh meat, or can leave it with a higher salt level. Then covering liquid would be absorbed in the flesh, and penetrate of heat into the meat would be much more difficult. So yes, they can commercially can corned beef. No, you really shouldn't do it at home, right? And that's, as I said, once again, safety issue. I'm sure you find people online that are doing it and saying it's great, and that's fine. They may or may not be aware that there's no safe recipe known for doing it at home, right? In the factory is a little bit different story. So keep that in mind. We don't want anyone to get sick, and it's certainly not worth getting sick over. There's plenty of meats you can home can, you can pressure can. So once again, happy St. Patrick's Day. Gonna have this in a second here, celebrate. As always, thank you for watching, and we appreciate you.